Hello, everyone, and welcome to weekly show number, I want to say 38-ish, somewhere around in there. Today we're going to be talking about some USHL, some NHL, some college basketball, and for the first time ever on this weekly show, the XFL. This will be exciting for sure. But first, let's start with some USHL. Last night... Oh, shoot. Oh, by the way, if you hear the chanting noise, it's, I'm watching college basketball, and they're in Kentucky right now, so, Ole Miss versus Kentucky. Just for those of you who don't know. Okay, so, yeah, last night, wait, hold on. I can't do this without doing this, putting up the standings. I can't believe I did that. See, my phone was blocking the thing that... Okay, whatever. Anyway, Youngstown beat Muskegon by a score of 3-1. Both these teams, they're, like, barely hanging on to a playoff spot, while Youngstown is by, like, a little bit. Or, excuse me, Youngstown beat Muskegon 3-1. I think I said Muskegon beat Youngstown. Anyway, Chicago beat Des Moines 4-2. Des Moines, they're barely holding on for a playoff spot because Des Moines and Sioux Falls are a point apart from getting that final playoff spot. Sioux City, they're back in last place, of course, after the loss last night to Lincoln, 5-1, I believe is what it was. Yep, it was 5-1. We'll get to that one here. Dubuque beat Green Bay by a score of 4-2. Green Bay and Dubuque, they're both in playoff spots, so far I have nothing really to say to them, but Dubuque, with that win last night, they now have they have 6 straight wins, and Green Bay now has 3 straight losses. Not sure what that's about, but let's see, I mentioned the Lincoln Sioux Falls game, so Cedar Rapids beat Waterloo 5-2. Again, Cedar Rapids is just outside of a playoff spot. They actually need one more point, and they're in a playoff spot, so... But, I mean, this won't matter until really next month when... And then, of course, Waterloo, they're still first in the Western Conference, of course. Waterloo, they're just an amazing team. We have them in about 3 weeks, I believe, right here, so... I'll be exciting. Omaha beat Fargo by a score of 4-1. Honestly, not much of a surprise because Omaha, they're above Fargo, but I don't know. That was just a really good game, to be honest with you. Tonight, Muskegon's at Youngstown at 6 o'clock. I'm gonna have to go with Youngstown tonight, I think. Waterloo at Cedar Rapids. I mean, both these teams played each other last night, but I think the real idea... Carson just sent me a Snapchat, my cousin. I'll have to get to it here in a second. Waterloo at Cedar Rapids. Team USA in Chicago. Now, here's the thing with Team USA. They have 6 straight losses, but they're still third in the Eastern Conference. Like, that's just crazy, to be honest with you. They're 1-8-1 in their last 10. So they're right now they're sucking really bad, but they're still third overall in the Eastern Conference. Like, I don't know what is going on. Dubuque, they have 59. Team USA is 45, and Green Bay has 41. So a bit of a jump there, points-wise, there in the standings. Depending on which Team USA team plays, I'm gonna go with Chicago. If they play the under-17s, I'm just going to say Chicago. But if they play the over-17s, I'm going to go Team USA. Omaha at Fargo. Omaha, they're probably a little tired from last night, so I'm going to go with Fargo. And plus, Fargo will be back here tomorrow, so they could be tired from that too. Hopefully we win, because the refereeing was just crap last week, so... or last Sunday when Fargo was here, so... Dubuque at Green Bay. This is kind of a tough one. But I'm going to go to Dubuque. Well, I'm not going to Dubuque. I'm choosing them to win. Sioux City at Lincoln. This one's a tough one. Last meeting of the year for both these two teams. I mean, see, Sioux City can pull it off. I mean, they really can. I trust them, but I think just to be safe, I'm going to go with Lincoln, but I won't be surprised if Sioux City wins either, to be honest with you. Tri-City at Madison. Tri-City, obviously. Dubuque at Sioux Falls. Or, not Dubuque. Des Moines at Sioux Falls. I'm going to have to go with Sioux Falls. Not being biased. If that makes sense. Man, there's 4 Sunday games tomorrow. Interesting. While we're on the subject of the USHL, let's take a look at the standings. Western Conference, the top 3 is Waterloo, Omaha, and Fargo. Waterloo has 58 points. Omaha has 49 points, and Fargo has 45. So a bit of a gap there between the points standings, really, from Waterloo at first, Omaha to second. That's a 9-point difference. I don't know what to say about that, but... And then Omaha and Fargo, it's just a small gap for them. It's only 4 points. And then the middle 3, Tri-City, Lincoln, and Des Moines. Right now, though, all those teams would be in a playoffs right now. So Tri-City with 45, Lincoln 43, and Des Moines with 41. So a 2-point difference there separates those 3 teams. Then the bottom 2, of course, Sioux Falls with 40 and Sioux City with 37. Right now, it's not looking good for Sioux City. Everyone's saying they should fire their coach. I mean, I think I would do that, but... who are they going to get to coach, though? Like, who's going to coach if they do fire him? Like, they need a backup plan before they fire him. Obviously, because then they'll have no coach. So, first I'd figure out if they do indeed fire him, are they going to, you know, pick one of the assistant coaches, or maybe get a coach that was fired this year and bring him in, or... maybe a coach might come out of retirement or something to come coach again, or I don't know. I really have no idea, to be honest with you. But Sioux Falls, they have the least penalty minutes, though, of any team in the Western Conference. So, that's a thing to look out for. I know they didn't take very many penalties against us, but we still won anyway. We still won both those games at home anyway, so it really didn't matter. Chicago, Dubuque, and Team USA are at the top 3. Chicago has 65 points. They're the only team with no double-digit losses so far this season, total. Which, that's pretty impressive for a team that went all the way up to the Clark Cup Finals last year and got swept by Sioux Falls, who are now in the bottom 2 of the Western Conference. That's pretty impressive, I think. So, yeah, hopefully Chicago can continue it into the playoffs. To me, they're almost guaranteed a playoff spot. Chicago and Waterloo are guaranteed playoff spots, no matter what. But... this would be a great Clark Cup Finals matchup, literally. It would be. Chicago at Waterloo, probably the best they've had in the history of the USHL, really. But, you know, we're not here to debate that, well, right now. But, because there's almost 2 more months left to go in the regular season, so... it's a little tight match here between the 4th and 7th places in the West Eastern Conference. You'll see Green Bay, the middle 3 with 41, Muskegon 40, and Youngstown with 40. So really, this determines who climbs up in the standings and who goes down. The Muskegon Youngstown game. And then Cedar Rapids with 39. So literally a point differ from those 4 spots in the standings. So yeah, we'll have to watch that as the season progresses. Madison, of course, they have 20 points. So they're almost at 30 losses. They're 8-28 and 4. So NHL scores. Okay, depending on how much time we have left, we may not be able to do standings or but that's okay. We can deal with that. No, I'm just kidding. I wasn't gonna actually puke. San Jose beats Winnipeg 3-2. We were at Applebee's last night for Valentine's Day because we had a $50 gift card. So they had NHL Network on the big TV at the bar, which is where we always sit. So, and we saw a little bit of that game. San Jose beat Winnipeg 3-2. We saw a little bit of Pittsburgh versus Montreal. Pittsburgh beat Montreal 4-1. The only part of this next game, the Rangers beat the Blue Jackets 3-1. We only saw the John Tortorella thing where he goes like crazy, all like. Apparently, like, the referees, like, missed a call or something like that. I don't know what it was, because I really wasn't paying attention. And then they showed a little bit of this game, Carolina versus the Devils, or the Carolina beat them 5-2. So they showed a little bit of each game on last night, if that makes sense. I better mark these down, because I don't have them in my notebook. Let me get all comfortable here. Okay, so NHL games. Predators are at the Blues. I'm going to go with the Predators. Boston versus Detroit. I'm going to go with Boston. Philadelphia versus Tampa Bay at 3, our time. I'm going to go with... This is a tough game to choose. I'm going to go with Tampa Bay. Oilers at the Panthers. Both these teams have the same record, by the way. 30-21 and 6. I'm probably going to regret this, but I'm going to go with Edmonton. Sharks are at the Wild. I'm going to go with the Wild. I think that's the first or second time I've chosen the Wild this year. Dallas at the Canadiens. I'm going to go with Dallas. Toronto at Ottawa. Toronto for sure. I'm not that stupid. Kings at the Avalanche. I'm gonna go with the Avalanche. Wait, why did I... Okay. Oh, I'm sorry about that, everyone. Oh, gosh. Now, like, my nose is kind of hurting right now. Chicago's at Calgary. At 9 o'clock, I'm gonna go with Calgary Flames. Washington at Arizona. This will be a good game. At least I think it will. I'm going to go with Washington. Those are all the games. Oh, wait. No. Wait, I skipped one. Hold on. The Islanders at the Golden Knights. I'm going to go with the Islanders. Oh, hi. College basketball scores now. Yesterday in the top 25, Buffalo beat Toledo 83-67. Really? These are top 25 matchups? Interesting. There's a lot of like teams in here. Davidson beat St. Bonaventure 93-64. IUPUI lost to Northern Kentucky 84-70. Akron beat Central Michigan 80-67. Got a couple actual college basketball teams that I know. Monmouth beat Canisius 85-71. Are we actually going to get to like actual good college basketball teams? Fairfield beat Marist 57-53 in overtime. Iona beat Manhattan 80-57. St. Peter's beat Quinnipiac 84-72. Brown beat Pennsylvania 75-53. Dartmouth beat Columbia 55-63. Harvard beat Cornell 85-63. Okay. Yale beat Princeton 88-64. South Dakota State beat Denver 90-78. North Dakota State beat Purdue Fort Wayne 80-70. Wright State beat UIC 75-58. And Siena beat Rider 73-64. Today's games, Ole Miss at Kentucky. I'm going to go with, which is the game I'm watching right now. There's 2.5 left. I'm going to go with Kentucky. Let's see if they win. Georgetown is leading Butler 41-39. I'm going to go with Butler. I think they're going to come back and win. Kansas is at Oklahoma. Excuse me, I'm tired. Kansas beat Oklahoma 87-70, but I had Kansas winning already. So Dayton at UMass, I had Dayton winning, of course. They're 23-2 now. And then, of course, I had to have Florida State beating Syracuse 80-77. Penn State, of course, chose them to win over Northwestern 77-70. And then I chose Texas Tech to beat Oklahoma State. That was a big L there. West Virginia at Baylor. I'm going to go with Baylor. Baylor Bears are 22-1. Top team in the U.S. right now. Louisville's at Clemson. I'm going to go with Louisville. Notre Dame's at Duke. That'll be a good game. I'm going to go with Duke. LSU at Alabama. I'm going to go with LSU.
Where's your parents at?
Dad went to go get gas and Mom didn't work. Uh-huh.
Okay.
Alright. Illinois is at Rutgers. I'm going to go with Illinois. Maryland's at Michigan State. I'm going to go with Maryland. Or at 5 o'clock, yeah. Auburn's at Mizzou at 5 o'clock. I'm going to go with Auburn. Houston is at SMU at 5. I'm going to go with Houston. Creighton's at DePaul's at Creighton. I'm going to go with Creighton. Seton Hall's at Providence. I'm going to go with Seton Hall. Gonzaga is at Pepperdine. I'm going to go with Gonzaga, of course. Colorado's at Oregon State. I got to go with Colorado. And then some XFL scores now. DC is leading the Guardians 18-0. I figured DC would be winning. That's why I picked them. Tampa Bay's at Seattle. Both of them have losses. Tampa Bay looked really bad last week versus the Guardians. So that's why I'm going with Seattle. But, I mean, I don't know very many of the players on each team, so that's why I could suck at predicting. I was thinking about doing an XFL show, but I don't really know much about the XFL yet, so yeah. All I know is that the Wildcats fired the Wildcats fired DC Johnson after one game. I heard about that. Dallas versus LA Dallas at LA. I'm gonna go with Dallas. That's tomorrow. And then St. Louis at Houston. I'm gonna go with Houston. So thank you guys so much for joining me on the weekly show, and I'll see you guys all next time. Bye.